Marlon. I don't know why I want to call you Dino. I don't know if people call you that. I would go by Dino. Probably because it sounds Italian. Anyway, thanks for booking your reading. You wanted to look into an ancestral reading. You weren't sure on your heritage, so you do know there's a little bit of like Bahamian, possibly Western African. You also wanted to know about your Chiron, all right? Your Chiron is in the 12th house in Taurus. This is the alien wound. You just don't ever feel like you fit in, all right? You guys are little fantasy world livers. You live, in a place that doesn't exist on this, realm. Feels like you don't belong wherever you go. You just don't fit in. You're weird, and that's not a bad thing, all right? You're supposed to use that weirdness to like make yourself more successful. I am going to talk about what I see in your birth chart regarding Chiron and all of those things while I'm shuffling up your ancestral cards. I'm going to use the Dust to Onyx deck for you. It is a melanated tarot deck. It is African. First of all, happy almost birthday. You have a lot of Virgo placements in your chart, all right? You have a stellium in the 4th house with Virgo. Look up, I'm not going to waste your time telling you about what the 4th house energy is. Look up the 4th house, though, energy and what that means, all right? The tendency to have control over that area in your life is a problem. Virgos are perfectionists. Virgos want things done their way. You have a lot of very strong placements, including your sun and your moon sitting in that spot, which means you're going to be having a lot of conflict in your life all of the time, especially with control issues, all right? You need to watch out for that. Also, your chart, when you look at it, like the way it's all lined up and all the aspects and all of that, it looks like a lotus flower. Lotus flowers are known for wisdom. They're known for being unsullied despite growing in mud. And they basically get it out the mud. They come out the mud and they're beautiful no matter what. They grow in this shitty ass environment and they turn out being these beautiful, sacred flowers. That's kind of your energy that I'm feeling here. All right. Your wound, your Chiron wound, this Taurus wound that you have, it deals with material possessions. There's also this strong aspect in your birth chart. Your moon is actually treeing your Chiron placement, all right, which symbolizes like massive problems with the feminine, either having a really rocky or very overly emotional attachment to somebody's mother. It's like the mother relationship is very significant usually. A lot of times, a lot of problems come up relating to feminine or trusting feminine energies with this wound. It also manifests itself in the inability to like accumulate resources or never feeling satisfied or never feeling like you have enough physically, especially money, possessions, whatever. It's also like a real kind of toxic relationship with material things. You could even go as far as to like want to give everything away and just pick up and move and like live a gypsy type of lifestyle. Like you have a love-hate relationship with material things. It's like you crave them and you want to get them, but the more you get, you're just still not satisfied. There's like no ability to satisfy you with material things. It causes a problem with your physical resources a lot of times. Stability, home, shelter, money, things like that. It could be either doing things in excess or not having enough. There's not like a good balance or like a middle road. Let's see, what else did I write down here? Oh yeah, your midheaven is in Aquarius. All right, your midheaven basically sits on the cusp of the 10th house. It deals with how you deal with the world and outside people, how people view you. All right, the attitude that you project. Yours is in Aquarius, all right? So you project yourself as a weirdo. You don't fit in. All right? Basically, you're a very idealistic person. You have you're a fixed air sign. You're very forward, but also at the same time, probably a lot very detached. You're more involved in like the work and stuff like that, or getting involved in your work or getting caught up in creating. You guys make great musicians. You guys make great artists, painters, things like that. don't feel like you are understood, all right? You feel like you're not born on this planet sometimes. That with your Chiron placement, both those two things are gonna have to, be worked on. It's hard for you to just fit in with regular society, all right? These kind of placements are for people who are like rebels, revolutionaries, people who are misunderstood during their time. They feel like they're ahead of their time, all right? In the middle of your reading right here for you, we've got the Two of Swords. You are at a crossroads right now. Two of Swords energy is not a fun energy to be in, all right? It's feeling like you're between a rock and a hard place. Like there's nothing, there's no good choice, whatever you're thinking. It's either a complete lack of options, or it's like both options you have in front of you are awful. You don't want to take either one of them. So in the middle of this everything, you're just sitting here. You're doing nothing. Essentially thinking yourself to death about all of this. You do have a lot of Virgo placements, heavy Virgo placements. You've got to not fixate on making sure everything is perfect or in line or the way that you need it to be, all right? There needs to be a little less rigidity with things, a little more flexibility. I also wanted to mention about your birth chart, your Mars placement, all right? Your sun is sextile to your Mars, which makes you like extremely good at confrontation and combat, and actually like physical combat probably. And if you're not like the fighting type or something like that, there is like that innate energy within you to be a like warrior type and to be combative. Luckily, all right, your Mars is in Cancer. So this might manifest itself instead of like physically, like if it was in Aries or something like that, I would think that you would be more of a violent type. This though in Cancer, all right, this is emotional. The way that you invest emotionally in relationships like that, you tend to overdo it, all right? Like with your Mars in Cancer, like you're too good at fighting for things. You're too good at pouring your emotions into things. There's too much conflict, too much drama surrounding that area. That is something you might want to be aware of. Your sun like shines on your Mars. Like your strongest placement in your chart is that. Your Mars and your sun link up. Which shows like this conflicting energy, especially within emotional situations, motherly situations. Cancerian energy is very motherly. Lots of mother issues pop up in this. Or just issues with feminine or connecting with feminine. Energetically, it's just harder for you, all right? What do you have here? 9 of Pentacles crossing you. That's pre-Empress energy. Getting in touch with your feminine, all right? The Empress is the ultimate feminine energy. There's problems with that with you, all right? 9 of Pentacles is also the ability to stand on your own and not need anything from anybody. It's having all the resources that you need. This person has everything they have, need except for love. This energy is crossing you, which means I don't think you have any of these things. You don't feel grounded. You don't feel like you can stand on your own. You don't feel like, you're able to seek out love or that it's coming your way. You also really do not want to be dependent on somebody else. This is that physical resources thing coming up here with your Taurus wound. There's finances and money are really triggering with you. They can really put you off, all right, if people force you into having conversations about that, or if they use that as a way to manipulate you, or if they use money as a way to form relationships or attachments or throw it in your face, things like that. Those things are real triggering for people with your placements. It's not something you can just let roll off your back. You have a lot of pride when it comes to your money and things like that. You do not want to be a mooch. You do not want to have to, suck off anyone else. I feel like that's not, you're not able to be on your own right now, though. There's a problem with that. You got the 10 of Wands in the recent past. I do feel like something ended in the recent past, something that was really stressful. Something was let go of, all right? It's a burdensome situation that dragged out for a long time that was really overwhelming for you. It affected your stability as a whole, I feel like. It almost feels like a living situation or a relative, something like this. Something feels like something to do with the family that was recently let go of or was released. I'm going to clarify these to get back into them. What do you have here? 7 of Pentacles in reverse on your mind. I need to warn you, all right, with your placements, there's a tendency for people like you to be very withdrawn. Your energy, all right, and the placements that you have, they make you stand out and be unique. The most famous people, all right, the most, memorable people, think of people like Prince, all right, the musician Prince, or Madonna, or, strange people like that. People who are just well known for being weird and different. Dennis Rodman, like, basketball players. Anyone you can think of that, Elton John, just unique people. They didn't have an easy go as children, right? They didn't fit in. They didn't, have a lot of friends. They weren't popular. But they're brilliant, all right? They embrace their weirdness. There's a tendency for people like you who have that kind of quality, all right? That uniqueness, that strange alien-like thing where you don't feel like you belong on this planet. There's a tendency for you guys to go one of two ways. It's either to go that extra, crazy Prince, Rick James, crazy route and express that, or there's the opposite where you go internal and you withdraw and you want to be alone a lot and you don't want to go out into the world and you don't want to express yourself and you're scared to be weird and you're trying to hide that alienness and trying to fit in. You're never going to fit in with the rest of the people. You're not, all right? It's just, that's not in the stars for your placements. You can blend, but at your core, you're more special. This placement also gives you like this eat the rich kind of mentality, all right, where you might have like a disgust towards people who like hoard wealth, things like that. These kind of placements are like similar to something like Che Guevara or somebody would have. It's like people who are like very anti-fascist, that like hate government greed, all right? They're like protesters, they're anarchists, they're, overthrowers of governments. That with your Mars energy, with that Cancer and that sextile Mars, like being combatant, you have a propensity to be a good activist, all right? Someone who could speak out for others. And in a way that could make people, come together with that Cancer placement. Cancer, I'm a Cancer. We're the best moms in the fucking deck, all right? We can make anybody get along. We will love anyone. Doesn't matter. If you're our baby, you're our baby. We'll love you. We'll figure it out. That's how you are with conflict. You can probably, nurture both sides and make things happen and do things like that. I feel like you would do well in a career like that, where you are, doing something to benefit the public good. You get Bob Marley vibes. I know you said you were from the Bahamas. I know he's Jamaican, but it's like that kind of activism, that Rastafarianism, principles, things like that. It's very anti-government. It's very, forward thinking. That's the kind of energy you have with an, aqua midheaven like you have. You can also like find yourself being like overly critical of other people. When I see this 7 of Pentacles on your mind right here, it's either like you're not wanting to put your energy into anything anymore, or you don't think something is worth your energy, or you're trying to like hold yourself back from something. Coming up in the near future is the Strength card. All right, that's beautiful. That's Leo energy. This is summoning up courage to do shit that we don't want to do. Big fire energy, big Leo energy there. Is being brave, all right? Is being, if you are feeling like a weirdo, if you're not being able to express yourself, this is you getting the courage to do that. Leos also are famous, all right? Leos are the most likely to be superstars. I saw your name, your email. I don't know if you do music. I actually do know EDM stuff. I was married to a rapper. Both my kids are actually from rappers, oddly enough. But the one was really big into EDM, so I know about rhythm and stuff like that. But he worked with Caspa and Bass Nectar. They did more drum and bassy dubstep stuff. But if you are into stuff like that, that's where you belong, all right? You belong in that kind of a world with strange people. I like that you're getting up the courage to do something here in the future. Oh, your ancestors are sending you strength. Let's see here. 9 of Wands in the reverse. This is you not wanting to open up, all right? This wound in Taurus that you have, a lot of times it comes because people have like rough childhoods, shit childhoods, abandonment issues, all right? Not being accepted by a parent. Usually it's the mother with this wound. It doesn't have to be. It could also be having like an overly bearing father that would not allow like a son or somebody like that to have any type of feminine energy whatsoever. Like, I have to like say this because this wound will manifest that way. It's like, all right, my oldest son, he's like half Puerto Rican Cuban, and his abuelo, when my son picked a Barbie doll up when he was like 2 years old one time, like slapped it out of his hand and like told him it was some gay shit and like yelled at him for it. I was like, that kind of machismo, attitude that can make this wound fester. It's like things you don't want to open up about. I don't know. But it's not gay, all right? To like pick up or be interested in something, or to like wear nail polish if you're a boy, or to, dress like Prince. Like, everyone thought Prince was gay. Prince was pulling all the damn chicks. Prince was not gay. He was weird. I don't know why I'm telling you these messages, but I just feel like there was like a very overly critical energy from one of your parents, like making you feel very abnormal. Like what you were doing was not in line, or what you were doing was not ordinary. All right, don't think that. There's a need for you to open up. You don't want to open up about some things. You're being very guarded. That's energy in your subconscious that you don't want to talk about. It's like things that aren't on your mind every day. They're like things that we bury in the back of the closet because we don't want to talk about them. You need to let those out. All right, let's see, you've got 10 of Cups, beautiful, in your control. There's a family situation or a love situation, whatever this is, all right? Take it as it resonates for you. I don't know your relationship situation. 10 of Cups energy, though, is about being in a committed relationship or a very happy family situation. Your happy family situation is in your control, all right? Which means if you're not happy in your family situation right now, you need to get in the near future into this energy of having the strength to do the hard things and to move yourself out of that situation. If you don't have, any situation at all, you need to have the strength to go out and find that or look for it or to get over whatever it is that's holding you back from that. That's coming for you though. And outside energy that you might not be aware of is the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. This is an abandonment issue, all right? I do feel like there was a significant person in your life that did abandon you. This Chiron moon with Taurus, I swear to God, I have mines in Taurus as well, just in a different house than yours. I have the same kind of attachment issues, the same kind of wound with this. I fear abandonment. I'm a people pleaser, all right? I constantly, do things to get people to stay. I don't want people to go. I'll do things to my detriment to like try to make people stay. I put other people's needs before my own. I will not eat, all right, and feed 10 other people. Like, that's great and charitable, but it's not, because you're not treating yourself as nicely as you treat others. You don't value your own material possessions and respect your own resources as, much as you should. This energy though, it's a cold one, all right? It's an absentee one. It's stuff that, it's somebody who's not there when they should be. It's also just the lack of resources, the lack of financial support, the lack of, help of any kind. It's like no energy coming in at all for you. It's kind of what it feels like there with that 5 of Pentacles energy. It's kind of like feeling almost alone. You also may or may not have just lost somebody recently. All right, if that's going on here. I do see that 10 of Wands in the reverse, and then the 5 of Pentacles. It's like someone's recently departed. Somebody's recently left. It's like missing that energy. Like that energy's gone now. Feeling like you're not going to get that back. You have the 2 of Wands in your hopes and fears. You got double 2s showing up. 5s. All right, you're in a rough energetic spot right now. My least favorite energies, number-wise in the tarot, is the 5. The 5 is where all the conflict happens. It's where all of, the shit hits the fan. It's where the climax of the story happens, and then we got to start climbing our way to the 10, scratching and clawing to try to learn our lesson. 2, all right, you're at the very beginning, like stuck, just stuck. Just stuck and not understanding which way to go. The 3 energy is dicey, all right? It goes one of 2 ways. It either is very hurtful and painful with the 3 of Swords, or it's like joyful with the 3 of Cups and you're getting back a reunion with somebody you're celebrating, or it's, putting in hard work and effort with the 3 of Pentacles, or it's actually making moves and having to get out of your comfort zone with the 3 of Wands and travel and go places, disconnect. You don't know which one of those things to do. You don't know which 3 to pick, all right? You're stuck in 2 energy. You've got the 2 of Swords right in the middle of your reading, and it's in your hopes and your fears, in the heart of everything. Being stuck at a crossroads, not feeling inspired, not feeling like you have options, all right? Not feeling like you have any good choices right now. It's a hope and a fear, though. You're fearing all of these things, but what you really need to be, you know, focusing on is the fact that there are other options. There are other choices. You're not thinking broadly enough, all right? You're not considering all the options that you have available to you. They're also, this guy looks like a clown in this Two of Wands. Like, they're telling you to stop clowning yourself. Like, your ancestors are literally like, you look like a clown being afraid of this. Or quitting, or thinking that you don't have any other options, or that you can't do anything else. It's kind of like a pity party energy I pick up from them. You have the Four of Wands in reverse coming up for your near future. I do feel like you're having stability problems, especially within your living in situation, especially. You got the Sun at the bottom of everything, though. That's the happiest card in the tarot. Along with the Page of Pentacles. Tower in reverse. With the Five of Cups. Judgment in reverse. Listen, you're investing in a love situation, right? There's a love situation I feel like you were rejected from. Yeah, Magician. You got to let this go, all right? That was a Tower moment. It was supposed to fall. You feel like it's your happily ever after. You feel like it's the only thing that can make you happy. You're attached very much to whatever this energy is, be it a person, a job, whatever this was. It was a major, major commitment with you, or a major thing in your life. Recently, it's been, you know, gone, or it's on its way out, all right? Judgment in reverse here. This was rejected, or the decision was made that, you know, this was not for you. It was taken away from you. That caused a lot of hurt with that Five of Cups energy. Like, that's complete brokenheartedness, like regrets, like feeling like you've missed out on something. Lots of missed opportunities. The Sun with the Page of Pentacles. You still want to go forward and invest in whatever this is, or try to pursue whatever this is. I don't feel like that's in your best interest, because it shows up as a Tower in reverse moment for you. It's like a big, you know, painful ending that is shocking, that is, you know, supposed to happen, though. It's not comfortable. Tower moments aren't comfortable. I feel like this Tower moment has happened for you, and now you're sitting in this Two energy and you're not sure which way to go. All you want to do is go back to make things how they were. You can't rebuild a tower, all right, after it crumbles. There's just no way. After you get over this, though, all right, move past this, let that tower fall all the way down, let the hurt come, let it all out, you know, let everything happen. You turn into the Magician with Temperance and the King of Swords. You gain a hell of a lot of clarity, all right? You start cutting out things that don't serve you. You get into Magician mode where you literally can summon like anything you want, because you're in control of all elements of the tarot then. So I like that for you, all right? Let's see. Is there anything else in your chart before I start clarifying? Oh yeah, problems with authority is big with your sign and your placements. You could find yourself getting in lots of trouble with higher ups, with parental figures, with bosses, with management. You don't do well working under people, all right? Especially with all those damn Virgo placements. You oftentimes feel like you're doing your job and that you're smarter than all the people there, or like, why am I taking orders from these people that don't even know how to do it as well as I do? It's going to be really hard for you to work underneath people. People like you with your placements do better working on their own, or being leaders or bosses. You don't have a subservient type of energy with regards to work, especially with creative projects. Ooh, those two just fell out. Four of Swords. Yeah, you're sitting right now, my friend. The Five of Swords. There's a lot of stuff that you want to talk about, all right? There's a lot of stuff that you want to say. Yeah, there's your crossroads. I told you you're at a crossroads. Bottom of your deck. Most powerful place to be in the Hoodoo Tarot. I'm using the Hoodoo for you because it it combines Caribbean, Native American, African, and Christianity that was forced on your people when they were brought here or taken here, kidnapped, into all these decks, all right? Hoodoo combines all of those religions. It's a big mixing bowl of that. Anyways, the most powerful place you can be in the Hoodoo is at the crossroads, and that's where you are. You're put here for a reason. Every time you end up at the crossroads in the Hoodoo, it's because you chose the wrong path last time. They put a lesson in front of you that you had already had, that you had failed in the past. They tested you again, yet went down the wrong road again. So here you are. You got to pick a different road this time. I feel like you know this. You're sitting in this energy. You're afraid to say what it is that you really want, though. Four of Swords, Five of Swords. More five energy, all right? Five of Swords sucks. It's having to do, all right, things that you don't want to do to get your way. It's having to say hard things. It's having to manipulate things sometimes. It's having to, go for the throat. It's having to be, in conflict. You're a good conflict person. Like, you're great at arguing. Probably make a really good lawyer. I'm actually a licensed attorney myself. You know, your energy, your placements, you'd make an excellent lawyer, excellent advocate. I don't think this always serves you well, though. All right. Right now, I feel like you're just on a timeout, and I think you're doing the right thing. You need some rest here. This Four of Swords card. This is somebody who's like, he's a hunter. He's a Cherokee Indian. He's going to go out and hunt buffalo, and he wants to take a rest because he knows if he goes out right now, he's not going to have good results. He knows that he's only like half-assed right now. He's too tired. So if he goes to sleep, he can go out tomorrow, get twice as much work done, and bring home more for his family. That's the kind of energy you need to be in your heart. You're afraid to say that, all right? You're afraid to say that you need a break, that you need a timeout, that you are unsure right now, that you don't know what you want to do, that you're afraid to say the wrong thing, though. You don't want to rock the boat. You don't want conflict. There's also a lot of hard shit that you have to do. You have a lot of Swords energy here. You're not a Swords person. You're a Virgo. You're grounded Earth energy, but you're all up in your head with this airy energy. Which road are you going to pick this time? They want to know. Do not make it the same one, or you're going to end up back here again. Why is this Nine of Pentacles here? Nine of Pentacles energy is gold digger energy. It's very codependent energy. It's not having resources, not having stability. It's being toxically connected to another person. There's a Six of Cups coming up with that. This is holding on to something from your past that's painful. Ten of Cups, broken family situation, all right? Or love relationship, whatever. I read it more like broken family with the Six. This is childhood trauma, all right? And then it's most raw form in the tarot, crossing you big time. I feel like this is what relates to your subconscious. I'm going to pull for that too while we're here, because I feel like this is all related. Yeah, that's why you have a hard time investing in people. You're afraid to take risk, gambles. You can't, like, forget. There's that Nine of Pentacles again. That's why I did this. You can't forget these things from your past. You can't forget these, you know, past hurts. It makes you very guarded about who you invest in. And when you do get invested, it's almost like you get overly attached. It's like way hard to let go, because like it takes so much for you to get there and to commit to somebody, that when you do and they leave, it's even more painful, and it's even more, you get even more possessive, you get even more, you know, psycho with it. I don't want to say you're psycho, but you don't take it well, or it's not easy for you to disconnect because it takes so much for you to connect in the first place. You don't want to talk about a lot of this stuff, all right? There's a lot of hurtful stuff that's happened to you that you just don't let people know about. You lie about that a lot, all right? You don't tell people about these things. This Five of Swords in your heart right here. This is ugly energy, all right? But the story behind this, she's putting a bit in her mouth, this coin. They would do this when they went to court, when they had to lie and they were forced to swear on the Bible. They didn't want to get cursed. They didn't want to be damned because they were lying for a just reason. So they would protect themselves with a spell. You lie for just reasons, all right? You protect these things. You don't say these things for, you know, just reasons to yourself, all right? You feel like it's not anyone's business, or you feel like they're too much to talk about. They're too painful. You don't want to let them out. But you're not doing yourself any justice by leaving them in. All right? You're not. Why is it 10 of Wands here in reverse? Recent past. Ooh, those flew. Knight of Pentacles. This is something you worked really fucking hard on, all right? You were forced to disconnect from something that you had put a lot of effort into, all right? I don't know if this is a work situation. It reads kind of like work. It could be relationship, whatever. You were planning on whatever this was, building, you know, a foundation for you, something that you could grow on. You were very heavily invested in whatever this was. You studied it, you learned it, you tried to figure it out, you went slow, you were trying to do it the right way, and it failed, all right? You were forced to drop it. Yeah, King of Pentacles in reverse with the Two of Cups in reverse, Ace of Swords. It was cut off, taken from you. It hurt a lot, all right? A lot when this left. Like, whenever this disconnected, you had to move away from it. You didn't like it. But it got to be too much, all right? It broke. It was like there was too much of a burden with whatever this was. Like, there was something that was just overwhelming. It all fell apart. It did it for a reason, though, all right? This Three of Wands, that was... When this broke down, all right, after you put in all this effort, it broke down. You were forced to disconnect and move. This Three of Wands in this tarot, she's, like, standing on the highest mountaintop here in Mississippi or Alabama. I forget which one. She's wearing a kudzu cape. Like, kudzu is really popular here in Georgia. It's kind of like ivy. Grows everywhere. It's meant to protect her, all right? Your ancestors were protecting you from something. You weren't supposed to be there. King of Pentacles in reverse. Whatever this was, it wasn't, you know, grounding for you. It wasn't stable. You were trying to make it stable, all right? But it wasn't. Something was off. Seven of Pentacles in reverse here. You're wanting to give up, all right? I don't think you're wanting to invest in whatever this past thing was. Tell me more about this. The Garden. That's the World in reverse with the Queen of Cups. Look, if this is something you love, all right, this is a passion of yours, if this is like a career you've given up on, or, you know, hopes and dreams that you've, you know, put to the side, that you, like, I can't do this anymore. Stop, all right? You just need to go back to the drawing board and figure it out again, Virgo. If it didn't work out the first way, figure out a better way. You're one of the most logical, well planned out signs. It's easy for you to map out a plan to get yourself out of trouble usually. This is an emotional situation. There's a lot of feelings hurt with this. You're still very attached to this idea, though. You don't want to talk about it. You can't talk about it the right way. You're not putting in any effort in here anymore, though, but you like, you're still very much attracted to whatever the situation is, and you feel like there's like unfinished business with it. This needs to be dealt with, all right? This is the World card here. The World card ends a painful cycle for you. Whatever this energy was, you do need to go back and put some effort into it. You do need to invest back in it. You do need to figure out, you know, tie up these loose ends. Figure out where you went wrong. Try to start the foundation over. If there's unfinished business, there's unfinished business. I feel like you're withdrawing. You need to end the tough cycle. If it's a relationship that's like ended and it's still on its like death rattle, it needs to be ended all the way. If it's like, but do it with compassion. All right. If it's a job situation, if it's something that you're passionate about that you just quit on, you need to, you know, pick it back up. Go back to school, learn something else, collaborate with somebody else, learn from a mentor, do something. I feel like you are, all right? You're getting strength coming up. They're summoning strength for you. Why is strength here? That's a lot. I'm not taking that many. That Nine of Pentacles will not stop showing up for you. Are you dealing with a Taurus? That flew. Oof. Nine of Swords. Good God. This card, all right, represents the Devil's Punch Bowl. Natchez, Mississippi. When emancipation happened and they freed all the slaves here in America, they had nowhere to go. They had no homes. They owned nothing. They had no money. They had no, you know, nothing. So they built these camps that the government was supposed to house them in, feed them, take care of them. The government failed them miserably, all right? These people died, suffered horrible deaths of starvation. Men, women, and children died at the bottom of this peach orchard here. They call it the Devil's Punch Bowl. Everything that grows out of that land is tainted now because of the atrocities that happened there, all right? You have that falling on the Strength card coming up in the near future. This energy, Nine of Swords in the, you know, OG tarot, it's anxiety. It's like being, you know, staying up at night, not being able to sleep. It's like the nightmares, extreme depression, anxiety, you know, PTSD type shit. You have to summon up the strength, all right, to get over whatever is causing that energy for you. No good is coming of that situation that you're worrying about, that you're having the anxiety about, that you're stressing about. Nothing will ever grow from that. It is tainted. Tainted land, all right? Toxic, poisonous. Stay away. Nothing's growing from that. You need to summon up the strength, though, to be the one to disconnect from that. Why is the Ten of Cups here? Queen of Swords. Five of Cups. There is some unhappiness regarding a love situation. You have to be very honest with this situation, even if it is hurtful. Because right now, it's not stable. Right now, it's not happy. And it's in your control, all right, to fix it. But it's going to come with a lot of pain. Going to rip the Band-Aid off quick, or are we going to, you know, slowly pull it off and let this fester and suffer? You got to summon up that strength to get rid of this situation. It's like not going anywhere. There's nothing good coming of it anymore. Nine of Pentacles. Be single. That's why the Nine of Pentacles keeps showing up for you. You're afraid to be all the way on your own. I feel like you're being forced to be on your own right now for some reason. I feel it's Five of Pentacles energy coming in from the outside, which is nothing, right? It's abandonment. It's like nobody being there for you right now. You're feeling like no one's there for you, or there's no opportunity, all right? No money, no opportunity, no way to go, all right? No new starts. It's not true. Your happiness is in your control. Yeah, 8 of Wands with the Page of Wands. Nothing is popping off for you. No conversations are going the way that you want them to. There is a lot of argument I'm picking up with somebody. Like a blowout fight and then a disappearance. There's a lot of things left unsaid, all right? And like, this is not a great energy. It's like getting doors shut in your face and like just rejection and heated conversations and abusive conversations, all right? Abusive language here. Take it as it resonates, all right? Emperor, you need to take control of that shit. You need to stop letting that trigger you, all right? You need to be the Emperor. The Emperor is not affected by things like that. You need to get into Emperor mode with this. Take control of the situation and stop allowing yourself to be treated this way. Stop allowing yourself to feel alienated. Stop allowing yourself to feel, you know, abandoned. Why is the 2 of Wands here? Why is the 2 of Wands here? Hangman. Can we get any more stuck energy for you? All right. This Gullah Jack, I'm going to tell you his story. I was telling you, all right, that you were a revolutionary type. He was, all right. He was an Igbo. If you know about the Igbos, they quote him in Black Panther. I'd rather, you know, die a free man than live a slave. Igbo people, I've been to Igbo's Landing. It's down in South Georgia. They all drowned themselves. You know, they were stolen away from their homeland. Instead of like stepping foot onto this damn rice plantation and working themselves to death for the rest of their life, they all made a pact with each other, walked themselves in the fucking river and drowned themselves on some fuck you, I ain't gonna, you know, die a slave. That's his energy, all right? He got, you know, taken away though, and he was made a slave. He didn't get to, he was originally descended from Igbo. He was not with those Igbo that landed down there. He came later. He was a slave in South Carolina. He helped the rebellion that went on there. I cannot remember the man's name right now. There was a large slave rebellion, though, in South Carolina. And him and another man, they orchestrated it. They knew that they were either going to suffer and die a slave, or that they could, you know, try to do something to free themselves and possibly end up dead that way. They chose their fate, all right? Everyone's going to die. How do you want to die? You don't want to choose that, all right? You're stuck. You feel like your fate is sealed. All right, it might be, but, you know, the way you get to the end is up to you. Gullah Jack decided to take fate into his own hands. He knew he was already a marked man. He already knew that, you know, his fate was not great how it was. He took a big risk. He started seeing things from another perspective. Instead of feeling like things were over and like he couldn't go anywhere, he organized a fucking revolution. You don't want to talk about that? Ace of Swords in reverse. You're really afraid to make change right now. You're really afraid to move. You're really afraid to become unstuck, see things from other perspectives. There's a very inflexible energy with you. It's kind of, I'm getting pity party a little bit. I'm going to just be honest with you. You're pulling back when you should be pushing forward. All right. 4 of Wands in reverse. What is this about? Two of Swords in reverse. Lovers. Devil. This is like choices, 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 choices. There's that Empress energy and the Devil. Good God. There's your choices. 9 of Wands also. She's holding a Bible and a pistol. She's got charms around her neck to protect her. Her ancestors are guarding her with these skulls in the background. You need to open up, all right? This 9 of Wands was sabotaging you. You are so guarded. So guarded. Stop, all right? You can feed the Devil or you can feed the Empress. You have a very weird, you don't know if this feminine energy, there's a feminine energy around you. You can't tell if it's a devil or an angel. This is why you're stuck, all right? This could deal with energy from the past, mother situations, things like that. It could be girlfriends, whatever. Just your feminine energy inside of you, all right? Getting in touch with your feminine. You need to. All men do. Just like women need to get in touch with their masculine as well. We both need to be very balanced. All need to be very balanced, you know, equal parts both to be good humans. Too much of one thing is toxic. You just, there's a lot of choices I feel like coming up for you that are very important. This Lover's card here is about, it's called courting in this deck. It's about doing things the right way. Courting was like when you would date slowly, like you would meet their family first. You would, you know, go walk and hold hands and have chaperones. You would, you know, buy flowers. You would get to know each other before you entered a relationship. It's also showing two ancestors here. Whatever this relationship is, one ancestor is super excited about it. The other person's ancestors are not. What would your family say about what you're doing right now? That needs to be taken into consideration. The family that you respect, all right? I'm not going to take, you know, the opinions of family members that are toxic. But you can't decide whether to feed the devil or the angel here. Whether to, you know, feed your vices with the devil or to, you know, take better care of yourself with the Empress, which is about self-care. You're very torn between that. I don't like the fact that you're basically turning a blind eye spiritually to some things here. You're, this Two of Swords energy, more twos for you again. Crossroads, Gemini energies with that courting card, lovers, that's twos, choices. Look, you've got clarity, all right? You know very well what's good and what's bad. You know very well which one of these things is the devil. You know which one of these things is good for you. You are choosing to close your eyes. Look, she's got her eyes closed. She's biting her lip because she doesn't want to talk about the, you know, harsh truths that she's holding in her hand. And then there's her spiritual eyes, which has been like gouged out by somebody. She's turning off her intuition. She's closing her eyes. She's, you know, ignoring the truth. She's not saying what she wants to say. She's remaining stuck. This is you in a nutshell. And that's going to create some instability, especially, you know, with your foundation as a whole. Especially regarding living situations, you know, money, finance, whatever. You got to move, all right? There needs to be movement with you. You are so stuck. How long have we been going here? Oh my God, 41 minutes. I feel the need to pull you an oracle card. What do I want for you? I want a Santa Muerte one. Just because these have like a lot of ancient Aztec, Indian type energies native to like South America and the islands. I get that vibe from these cards. Let's see what comes out for you. Also, if you put them all together, they're on the Ouija board. It's pretty cool. Let's see what I can get for you. Ooh, a couple. What do we have here? We have 23, 5 energy again. 2 plus 3 is 5. 9 plus 2, 11. That's 2 energy. 8 plus 2, 10. 5s, 10s, 2s, your whole reading, all right? Cycles needing to be ending. Choices that are hard that need to be made. You know, having a shit show of a time right now, energetically. Let me grab this book for you. I want to read to you what these say. What's the first one we got? 23. Unconscious. Your wound, all right, your Taurus wound, Chiron wound is in your 12th house. 12th house is the house of the unseen, the unconscious, the otherworldly realms. That's another reason why you have such a hard time dealing with your traumas and your problems. They're very abstract. They're hard to, you know, bring into consciousness to deal with. You think very vividly, all right? Out there. All right, this is called the unconsciousness card. It's directly influenced by the moon, all right? Moon energy is confusing, especially emotionally. It's secretive. It's Piscean energy. It's to say that the treasure chest of images that come from our own experiences into which thoughts, instincts, emotions, or behavior models flow and are influenced in turn by this part of our minds that we are unaware of. It's the passage between the spiritual and the physical planes, intrinsically connected to dreams. This psychic dimension is also in contact with all the aspects that come from collectiveness and with the primary innate and archetypal aspects that originate in the world of emanations. The advice of the dead is to trust your intuition, even if it seems to counter reason and rationality. That's that weird Aquarian energy for you, okay? Your instincts consistently tell you to do things that most people think are crazy or that aren't normal or aren't socially acceptable or aren't, you know, widely done by other people. You march to the beat of a different drummer. Your instinct to do that is correct. Stop fighting that. I feel like a lot of people try to snuff out your light or like stifle your energy. I get hold you back, you know, try to make you feel bad for being strange. Don't do that. I love strange people. This is the action card. What did I tell you about needing to move? There's more to energy. Look, he's like, it looks like the Two of Swords where you're standing there trying to figure out which direction to go. He's not even looking at the sun, all right? The sun is the happiest card in the tarot. This person's looking in the opposite direction of what makes him happy. You're not focusing on what makes you happy. You're just standing there looking out into nowhere. It says it's an extremely dynamic card. It pushes you to continue your actions, especially in the direction of a specific choice that you will see illuminated by the sun. You have obtained good results, but you have to understand which direction to take them in. No work can become great, positive, and universal if you don't constantly act to bring it and spread it to the world. In case of a deadlock, it will be necessary to project yourself towards the future and understand where the present's problems come from, perhaps by reconsidering the actions of the past. The advice from the dead here is that you have the necessary baggage on your shoulders to face the new adventures before you. Do not fear and proceed without giving the problems of the past too much importance. Your baggage is like your gold. Your baggage is like valuable. I feel like you have been through a lot. You do have a lot of baggage. You do have a lot of shit that you're carrying with you. You're supposed to use that, though, in a productive way. You're supposed to leave it in the past. You're supposed to realize that it happened for a reason. You also have art. I told you, people with your placements, you're weird. You do well in artistic realms. You do well in spiritual realms. You do well in abstract arenas, all right? Not in an office setting. Like, people like you will die in an office. You put you in a 9-to-5 job at a desk and you want to blow your brains out within like 2 weeks. It probably causes a lot of problems for you, all right? You just, you might have problems holding a job, a regular job, because things like that just aren't made for you, all right? You're too outside of the box to be in a box, like a cubicle. All right, you've got this other card here. This is art. It's doubtlessly one of the most important aspects of life, being weird, all right? Your energy, you're supposed to do creative shit with it. Even if you're not artistic, it's like you have crazy ideas that could come to fruition to make something good for humanity. All right. Once man descended from the trees and satisfied his primary needs, such as building a roof to protect himself from the elements and finding food, the first thing he did was paint the animals he hunted. Art allows you to create a narrative about the world we live in, to make it less ephemeral, and to communicate our highest and most noble thoughts to others, such as those that come from our emotions. Through the use of our intellect, it also allows us to give comprehensible forms to otherwise impenetrable concepts, such as those that come from the world of emanations or personifications of the divinities illustrated in the world of creation. It basically says your project has taken on an important scope, and it's necessary to communicate it and transmit it creatively to the outside. There is such a need for your weird energy to be given to the masses. I want to know what you do for a living, all right? You're supposed to be sharing your weirdness with the world. And I feel like you're just withdrawing into yourself. Into some self-pity type shit here. Like feeling like you don't belong. Well, you don't, all right? So make your own place. None of us really feel like we belong, but it's extra amplified for you with your placements. So I don't want to, pick on you. It is tougher. I have the same wound. I get it. I'm a weirdo. I read tarot on YouTube. I went to law school to be like a perfectly good lawyer and try to fit in, and I can't do a 9-to-5 job either to save my life. I cannot. Putting on a suit every day, going to court, talking to judges, like, I hate it. I don't like it. I started my own shit. Half the people in my life thought I was insane. Turns out I make more money doing this than being a lawyer, all right? And I got way better hours, and I can wear my PJs and do whatever the hell I want all day. Get in that kind of mood. Fuck what everyone else thinks. Do you beautiful weirdo. All right, that's what I got for you. Thanks for your patience. Have a good one. Bye.